Hello and welcome to our webinar, how to make safer and faster connections with Orange Business Services. Today we are joined with Xavier Bogoslavsky, Olivier Poinet, Laurent Perrin, and Irina Guskova from Orange Business Services, who will be discussing with us better ways to connect to the cloud with advances in satellite communications. Following our presentations, there will be a live Q&A session, so be sure to use the dedicated Q&A box to leave your questions. I'll now hand over to our moderator, Carl Jeffrey, founding editor of the Digital Ship, to introduce our topic. Carl?
So we started off with the theme, making satellite communications safer and faster, but we realized in our practice discussion, there's actually a very exciting story here, which is better ways to integrate maritime satellite communications with cloud services. Now, vessels have been increasingly using cloud services over the past few years, but instead of seeing the satellite communications and the cloud services as separate, perhaps we can integrate them together. So an obvious benefit of that is it makes it much harder to hack into the ship if you first need to hack through the cloud software. And the cloud software can be very cyber secure if it's up to date and well managed. There's lots of other ways we're already connecting vessels with cloud services. So one is data from the shipboard sensors, particularly related to performance, data about the shipboard activities, including maintenance and inventory, supporting the shipboard maintenance work with remote experts, or doing procurement from on board, or seafarers using cloud services to access online training or accessing manuals or video conferencing or help from remote assistance. And we've been hearing about how much seafarers like to post photos on social media, such as when they see lovely sunsets around the world. So what we're going to hear today is how one of the world's largest communications companies is helping integrate satcoms with the cloud. So our speakers are from Orange Business Services. They've got 28,000 employees. They call themselves a multi-cloud provider. They work together with satellite operator SES and its Skala communications services, which promises fiber-like connectivity. We've got four speakers: Xavier Bogoslavsky, who's head of the satellite business unit with Orange Business Services; Laurent Perrin, who's director of application-driven networks; Olivier Poinet, who's product owner with the private cloud; and also Irina Guskova, managing consultant with Orange. So each of them is going to speak for 10 minutes, and we're going to aim to finish the presentations in about 40 minutes. So we should have 20 minutes for questions. And I'd like to invite Xavier to start the talk. Cheers.
Thank you, Carl. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. And do you give me the control? Looks like, let me just try.
Just a moment.
Well, anyway, I take the opportunity to thank you, Anna and Carl, and to thank Digital Ship to give us the opportunity to present Orange Business Services and our vision with regard to maritime connectivity, but more globally about digitalization of our customer.
You should have my control.
Yes. So I'm Xavier Bogoslavsky. I'm heading the activity of the satellite for Orange Business Services. And later on, I will leave the floor to Laurent, Olivier, and Irina to explore some of our capabilities to support your customers or yourself to the digitalization at sea. Maybe to start a few words about Orange Business Services. We are part, of course, of Orange Group, and our branch is serving our B2B customer in France and all over the globe. As a network native global services, Orange Business Service applies the operator high standard of reliability and performance to accelerate in development in IT services. So we focus today on being a trusted partner for the digitalization of our customer and create positive impact. In 2021, we performed 7.7 billion revenue and register strong growth in cloud, cybersecurity, but also data analytics activities. So we have more than 28,000 employees today, present in more than 60 countries in the world. And we are serving our B2B customer in France and all over the globe. So We like to think global, but act local. So moving to IT services, we nevertheless strongly believe that to succeed in digitalization, we must rely on performance, secure, and always available connectivity. This is why Orange has been present in the satellite for more than 50 years. The maritime industry is today on the threshold of rapid technology change. Shipping company needs to incorporate new digital solutions to remain competitive. Shipping fleet operators need also to automate and digitalize onboard processes to ensure optimum performance with efficient and reliability. And you are facing to the range of pressure that makes, from our perspective, modernization imperative, starting from imperative of new regulation around cybersecurity, environment, information exchange between the ship and the port. Your crew also are more and more demanding on internet access for their welfare, and it is a clear level for recruiting and retaining them. And your new business application requires more and more bandwidth to perform efficiently. Moving to the next slide, if it works. So therefore, we are present on the maritime business for many years. Sorry, I'm just having some trouble with the slide deck. Sorry about that. So we are present on the maritime business. We've been present for many years, but we have decided to revamp our maritime solution, and we are pleased to announce the launch of a new Maritime Connect solution. Our Maritime Connect solution will provide reliable connectivity where it matters most, and allow you to access to all your business application and always be connected to make sure that you are onshore and offshore operation are synchronized. So let's go deeper in the description and presentation of our offer. So first of all, we will rely on the single box to facilitate and to ensure secure connectivity to your business application or to Orange application. Of course, you will be able to use satellite connectivity, but we can manage different type of connectivity within on board, from LoRa or GSM connectivity to facilitate and to manage better the cost also. Our solution is secure, allowing also secured connectivity to the cloud and to your business application, and we will be able to manage for you the different data flows for your crew, for your business application, or for IoT if necessary. It's based on the Fortinet box, by the way. Trying to move to the next slide. Okay. So we have a new box. Sorry, I'm really confused and struggling with the. Yeah, we have a new box, but also a new network. And for that, we have decided to partner with SES, which is a world leader multi-orbit players, to offer you a global and secure and resilient network. Our network, Orange is also bringing some beams to complement and to reinforce the coverage of this solution. And we have several gateways all over the globe to facilitate and to perform secured connectivity. We have also some connection with our business VPN network, secure network, that have been built together with SES. So basically, the benefits of our Maritime Connect solution: a new network, a new box, providing you and allowing you upscaling, so increase information flow at required up to 10 megabyte downstream if necessary, global and resilient coverage. We are aiming to offer flexibility to adapt higher bandwidth as you need them and according to availability, and facilitate the digitalization at sea. Of course, through the management and thanks to the box, we offer better management, better cost control, and better cost monitoring and predictability. I will leave the floor to Laurent because as an introduction, it was important for us. It is important for us also to indicate that we think satellite, we see maritime, that it is important to think global and to include maritime connectivity, satellite connectivity in our global strategy, digitalization strategy, and connectivity strategy. I leave the floor to you, Laurent.
Yes, thank you, Xavier. So indeed, I will present you what we are able to do beyond the maritime side. So in terms of network and capabilities, and what I can say, Xavier mentioned the challenges around the digital transformation in the maritime context. We know that it's really something that is a common challenge for all our customers. And this digitalization has accelerated actually. I don't think I can move the slides, sorry. Yeah, it's okay. Sorry, so this digitalization has accelerated for all our customers over the last years, and especially with the impact of the pandemics. We have seen these movements towards a transformation of the IT from our customers, moving to the cloud. This move was already there before, but it has definitely accelerated. And so with the need to scale up and to extend the capabilities of the cloud application, a real move also to a cloud native approach for all new applications in order to support the transformation that our customers are facing, the big impact, geopolitical impact, the economical impact, and so on. We see also something that we see more globally is that work is not a place anymore, meaning that people are more and more needing to connect from everywhere. So we used to work Orange Business Services to connect people working from the office to application, to private applications. So things have moved completely, and now work is not a place anymore. So we want to connect users anywhere, wherever they are, which means also that we include the people connected through maritime satellite, with the aim, in fact, to optimize the connectivity from the user to the cloud. So the key point we see is definitely the user experience, and to bring the best user experience, because when we are talking about digital application, the adoption is key, and to ensure this adoption, you need to provide the best performance to the end user. So this is really a key point, which we can bring, thanks to the investment that we are making, we can bring this improvement as well in the context of maritime connections. So let's move to the next slide, just to explain how we are moving with the transformation of our network. In fact, our network is now becoming a cloud. That's what we want to do. We want to make the cloud as flexible as any cloud services. And what we are doing for that, in fact, we are investing in a new platform, which we call Telco Cloud Platform, which will bring these capabilities inside the network as close as possible to the users. This transformation that we have made is relying on 3 pillars. First one is that we are moving with an internet-first approach. We see that internet is becoming the major connectivity for all business applications. We used to focus mainly on MPLS, but now we are transforming and we are pushing our investment around the internet, both managing the extension of our global internet backbone, but also working with local and global internet service provider in order to ensure the best connectivity for any users and for any applications. The second topic is that we are enriching our services with cloud-based services inside the network. And we'll see some example afterwards, but the idea is to improve the connectivity from the user to its application by adding, for example, security services, by adding application optimization services, and so on. So we can put these services inside the network, which in fact allows us to control the traffic, to control the connectivity on an end-to-end basis. And last but not least, and we mentioned that clearly as a key asset of Orange Business Services, we are able to provide multi-cloud connectivity. So we know that this is also a major challenge for all our customers. Cloud adoption is growing, and most of our customers are moving also to a multi-cloud approach. So the objective for us is really to make it simple. Whatever the cloud you are using, you will get the right connectivity through Orange, and you don't need to care about the network to be used. It's not internet, so it's really a reliable platform when we talk about this Telco Cloud Platform, which will allow us to ensure the best performance on an end-to-end basis. And really also what differentiates us on this maritime market is that we are bringing this platform, which we mean globally, of course, for all our customers, for all use cases, people working from office, people working from home, and maritime connectivity as well, thanks to the connectivity that we are making between this global network that is present all over the world and the satellite capabilities that we can bring on the maritime business. So, and maybe just to conclude on this point, and the aim for us is really to bring all together 3 key points: the performance, improving and delivering the best performance to our customers, but at the same time ensuring the best level of security. And the benefit of this Telco Cloud Platform is that we can bring the security on demand for our customers, and we can adapt, add new services, and adapt to the new challenges, the new stakes that we see on a cybersecurity standpoint. So it's very flexible and very adaptable. So performance, security, and flexibility all at the same time. This is really what we want to bring you with this platform. So moving to the next slide. Sorry, I never find where to move. Okay, it's working now. So just to come back on a few of the key assets of Orange Business Services. So we are a global network operator. So we are recognized on the market, not only for traditional network, traditional connectivity like MPLS, but we are also recognized as a leader in SD-WAN. So SD-WAN is a new generation of technology that most of our customers are adopting for their connectivity and to facilitate the connectivity to the cloud and also to better manage the performance on an end-to-end basis. So we are the first global player on this market and with the largest install base connected today. We are also very strong on the cloud connectivity side with more than 3,000 customers using our services since more than 10 years, sorry. And we have the ability also to bring remote connectivity, remote users capability to our customers. And this has been a very important topic during the lockdown period and to support these needs as well as the more traditional needs of site connectivity. The platform that we are bringing is developed, is present all over the world. So you have seen at the beginning the map of the satellite capabilities, but this is the multi-service POPs that we are building and that we have deployed all over the world. So today we have 40. We plan also to move to 100, which means that we can really distribute the functions, the advanced function that we are bringing to our customers anywhere in the world and make them closer to the end users. The backbone is ensuring the end-to-end performance. And it's really, I was talking about internet as a key pillar of this connectivity, but we bring really definitely premium internet capabilities in terms of performance, in terms of SLAs and quality of service, but also in terms of security with DDoS capabilities that are included inside this backbone. Partnerships are very key for us, and we have several kind of partners. So cloud service providers, obviously, and you see the main, the key names that we are working with. So all the big players on the cloud market. We are also working with very strong partner on the network and security side. So two strategic partners for us, Cisco and Fortinet. So Xavier mentioned the use of Fortinet on the ships to provide security at the edge inside the ships, but definitely Fortinet is a partner on which we are developing strong services and many innovative services. So we'll move to the next slide just to illustrate briefly these cloud networking capabilities. So very lots of information on this map, but just to tell you that we are connecting to all major cloud providers, and you are also connecting with them on all the most important locations all over the world. So it's not a single connectivity in one place. It's really a connectivity that is spread all over the world in order to better to optimize the performance on an end-to-end basis. And last but not least, so to illustrate the capabilities of this new Telco Cloud Platform, so we will bring more and more services inside the network, and all those services will be easily accessed from the ships and through the Maritime Connect capabilities. But for an example, and the first service that we have introduced within this Telco Cloud is a security platform, so SASE platform from Fortinet, which means on-demand cloud-based security capabilities. So together with Fortinet, Fortinet is really a key partner for us. We are bringing this service inside our network. So this is the service from Fortinet, and Fortinet will ensure that you get all the real-time updates, especially on security is very key. And at the same time, as it is included inside our network, we are able to guarantee the performance on an end-to-end basis, because we will control the access from the user to this platform and then deliver the cloud connectivity from this platform. So the connectivity from the security to the cloud, all this will be handled by OBS on an end-to-end basis in order to ensure the best performance. And of course, beyond this example of Fortinet, we will continue to extend and to enrich this platform with other vendors, with other partners in different capabilities. And all this you will be able to consume them on demand. So no need to commit on long-term contract. This is all provided on demand and can be adjusted very easily to the evolution of your needs. So now for the next steps, I will leave the floor to Olivier to present our capabilities in terms of edge computing, and especially what we can bring in the ships to facilitate and to optimize the usage of applications.
Thank you, Laurent. Okay, guys. So just a presentation, Olivier Poinet, in charge of private cloud within OCB. So let me first introduce OCB. OCB stands for Orange Cloud for Business. We are the cloud computing entity within OBS. We address all type of clouds. So sorry, I'm just okay. We address all type of clouds, public and private, hosted or on customer premises, self-service or managed. We position ourselves as a multi-cloud service provider. And in addition, it means that in addition to our own Orange Cloud platforms, we have strong partnerships with the major players on the market, including the hyperscalers, namely AWS, Azure, Google, etc. We have a proven expertise in accompanying our customers in their digital transformation and operating complex IT solutions on an international scale, I would say, for decades. We are relying on 6,400 cloud experts. We are present in more than 70 data centers. We provide a global service 24/7. This was the background. Now we are currently extending our scope to edge computing. which is a new dimension and a natural extension of the cloud computing perimeter. We present it as the cloud continuum. I give you a definition of edge computing. Edge computing, this is a distributed IT topology where information processing is done close to the equipment or close to the people that produce or consume that information. To say it more clearly, instead of a massive computing power concentrated in a far data center, edge is materialized by smaller servers placed closer to the data sources. There are different categories of edge computing depending on whether the servers are located on the customer premises, this is the customer edge, or whether they are in network point of presence and shared, this is the network edge. Let's now concentrate on customer edge, which is the most appropriate solution when we consider maritime industry. We are bringing with this solution computing on board vessels. For users and customers, several benefits are expected from edge computing. First one is a very low latency, less than 5 milliseconds for real-time requirements and immediate reactivity. Second one is the ability to process data in an autonomous way without connectivity to the outside. Third one is cost savings, of course, because as the data is processed locally, only the result, only the relevant information is sent back to the head office or to the central cloud, and only at the convenient time. Fourth one is regulatory compliance. For instance, since data staying local and not transiting abroad. And last but not least, the enhanced security, since edge computing design is based on a zero trust model. Now, concretely and very simply, how it works. So first, sensors are connected sensors and connected objects are collecting the data. 2 and 3, data is sent with a very low latency, as I said, to the edge server, and the edge server is located on board. The edge server is usually a single node, but we propose in our range different flavors according to the number and to the complexity of the use case to address. Then, only once processed, data is either used and stored locally on the boat, or, if necessary, sent to a central cloud at the convenient time. And it can be, of course, at the next port of call, depending on the priority of the information. The connectivity is, of course, both ways. Then the role of the central cloud is multiple. The central cloud can be the place where a machine learning model is trained before being implemented in edge nodes. It can be a repository for code, for instance, for container libraries. I mentioned container because containers, this is the content within the cloud technology, content of the workloads. 3, it can be an edge application marketplace. For instance, customer would be able to pick and choose a different application according to the use case they want to address. It can be also backup. And eventually, to complete the scheme, the management plane hosted by Orange, in our case, that will allow to manage the solution. It gives access to the customer in order to monitor, to run the edge application, and to the service provider to deploy the edge nodes, to maintain and to update the solution. With customer edge computing by Orange, our value proposal is a trusted edge computing solution, scalable, cloud native, secure, autonomous. We have not enough time here to go into all details, so I will emphasize only on 3 arguments. The first one is trusted, very important. Trusted because the management plane is hosted in Europe and on an Orange platform, because the infrastructure is operated by an European Orange team, and also because this solution is potentially eligible for the future European sovereign cloud certification. Second argument I will choose is secure. Secure because as we are outside a data center, we consider by default that physical and logical environments are hostile. So our solution is secure by design. We apply what we call a zero trust model. Therefore, there is a whole list of actions, process, and features designed to provide a end-to-end security to this solution. And finally, autonomous, because customer edge computing is capable of operating autonomously. That is to say, for instance, collecting and processing data without anyone or satellite connectivity. That said, interventions for the deployment and update of the edge nodes are done remotely, but only at the most appropriate time and place. And this is agreed with the customer. Next and last slide, this is about the use cases. I will show you some concrete examples that are either being proposed to our customer or that are in the proof of concept phase. Most of them are applicable to maritime industry, such as, for instance, predictive maintenance, of course, by collecting and analyzing abnormal noise, vibration, temperature, etc. on a machinery, and thus preventing a failure before it happens. It can be also another use case, real-time video analysis by, for instance, detecting risky behaviors or presence within a dangerous zone on a deck, on a ship deck, by also checking that safety clothing is actually worn. It can be also counting and customer analysis, for instance, to improve shopping behavior and traffic flow within a cruise ship. The idea here is not to go into all the details of each use case, which I'll let you discover on this slide, but to show you the wide range of use cases we encounter around this scene. It's just a sample. Nevertheless, many of these use cases are using computer vision technology. And computer vision, this is video analysis combined with artificial intelligence technology. And this technology requires resource-intensive computation, and for which the edge architecture is very relevant. Eventually, let me mention a related proof of concept in which Orange actively participated in 2020 with the authorities of the port of Antwerp. It consisted in transmitting live video image of the interventions of the port tugboats within the harbor, and this live video was transmitted to the harbor master's office as the merchant ships arrived and departed. The experiment showed a significant time saving per ship movement and therefore an improved port capacity. Just an example of the involvement of Orange Business Services for cloud solutions within maritime industry. That's it for me. I leave the floor to Irina.
Yes, thank you, Olivier, and hello, everyone. Happy to be here and actually very happy to support one of the most beautiful verticals in the world, maritime. So we covered already why it's absolutely critical to address the whole infrastructure ecosystem holistically and what type of solutions and products we already have in place to address your business challenges and needs. And I will touch a little bit briefly about how we actually engage with you to ensure that this transformation journey goes smooth and in the right direction, take into account that this world is changing so fast, it's quite intense and very unpredictable. So I will try, if I have the right, to change the slides. Yay, it moves a little bit, voila. Okay, so from the consulting perspective, technology is a very powerful means to achieve business needs or to address any challenges which we and you are facing, but when it's managed right. And with our consulting approach, we take the knowledge of value technology brings, which allows you to ensure on and offshore infrastructure and ecosystem interoperability, which was highlighted by Xavier, by Laurent and Olivier, to demonstrate the proof of value of a particular technological solution, because there are so many in the market and they just appear so rapidly every day. There are so many vendors. You really need to ensure that you choose the right one, which fits your business needs, your requirements, and your targets you want to achieve. To strengthen cybersecurity posture, quite obvious. To improve performance, control, and visibility of your infrastructure. Again, it's always about the continuous improvement and to get the maximum of technology which is already in place. And we all know that we get the best return on investment when the technology is used in the right way, in the most efficient way, and it's really adopted or fully adopted by the team, by the crew. So it's really important to facilitate the adoption of technological solutions by the crew, and then we see that it really works. We see return on investment quite fast. And okay, so no, it's quite sensitive. This thing. Anyway, so even though there are some fundamentals and basics around the digital transformation journey, each journey is unique for you, and everyone finds himself in different stages of maturity along this journey. And then the question is actually how to start and how to make it happen. So answering the first question, how to start and when to start, the answer is now. So don't think about the conditions and so on and so forth. The right moment is now, is today. And then regarding on where you stand, what is your current situation? What is your business ambition? What is your challenge? We try to, guide you through all the steps through this journey. And I just illustrated a couple of different engagements, which are quite popular among our customers. And then they bring the impact or result of according to their expectations and their business needs. Again, for the sake of time, I will highlight on two of them, which is secured infrastructure strategy. And once again, I want to highlight that actually today we address the infrastructure as the ecosystem. You cannot just address only connectivity piece and then sometimes later you go to cloud or sometimes later you go to security. You really need to think about this holistically as one ecosystem, because there are so many interdependencies, so many interconnections, and only such approach really brings ROI, and you can see the benefits from your investments. And then it's always good about the transformation and future, but then, okay, where we are today, what's happening today, and what can be like certain quick wins to improve of what is happening already now. And then with assessment, where we go to different layers of your infrastructure, we see, okay, what's working well, what is quite okay according to your business ambitions, and what needs to be changed or improved or adapted in a different way. Again, happy to discuss in much more details. Don't hesitate to contact us. You have our emails. And then I just wanted to zoom a little bit on one of the hottest topics ever, which is security. Safety first, no one argues with that, but then the question is how to make it happen. And then what we hear from you, what you share with us, is that actually it's getting more complex, more digital, and then more vulnerable from security perspective in the end, thanks to vessel being kind of wide range of information technologies, which goes to laptops, personal devices, network components, but also the operational technology, which goes to control system, sensor, and some autonomous technologies like navigation, cargo, different types of monitoring, which you have on your vessels and like in onshore and offshore exchange of data. So all this requires to strengthen the cybersecurity posture and to ensure operational resilience to cyber risks. Laurent and Olivier discussed quite extensively according to our time slots about the infrastructure security. So I will not focus on that, but I will just specify one element that was our expertise. We can help you in implementing and complying with International Maritime Organization resolution, which is based on National Institute of Standards and Technology Framework, which stands for NIST, and it has certain, logical steps, which is identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. And again, I keep on repeating that it's really a holistic approach. You see the whole ecosystem together from the infrastructure perspective, from your operational technologies perspective, but also from the end users, because it's really important to see what's happening on the end side of the ecosystem. And then this is this support message from Olivier's story, just also to illustrate that this kind of framework or engagement journey we have with our customers, it's absolutely fair to all the key streams which were highlighted today. This is connectivity, this is security, and this is cloud. So we really guide our customers toward the right solution, towards the right, and we don't just stop at advice level. We assess where you are today, we design, but we also accompany you in the implementation, and we guide you through all the steps. So, coming back to this journey once again, that actually it's a journey. It doesn't happen overnight, even if we wish so. And then actually what I also see from the customers, it actually never stops, because there is always something to improve, or some new elements appear from technology, or some business elements, challenges, ambitions come, or some external environment pushes us to different dimensions. You always have something to improve or something to do. And then it's always good when you have a trusted partner to accompany you through all the key steps, and to ensure that you are doing it right, you get what you want, and your teams, your management, and everyone is happy what is chosen to be implemented from the technological point of view. I don't want to show off a lot. I just want to put two messages here. One is that we are not a consulting company by nature. We're a telecom and IT provider, but representing the consulting community from Orange Business Services, I'm quite proud to be listed and recognized by the leading analysts as one of the leaders in different consulting services regarding the IT and the telco perimeter. And thanks, I don't see the participants, but I'm sure there are some customers. So thanks again for all your trust and being with us. Much appreciate and enjoy being with you as well. And then, which I also see quite important, is that we don't stop at design phase, because it's quite easy to give your advice, but the most important and the most difficult is actually to execute it and to be sure that we stay with you all the journey. And then to fit in my 10-minute slot, the final message I want to say is that technology is very powerful means. It can give you a lot. It can help your business in a huge way, but it brings the most value when it's accompanied with the human touch, and we can give you both. So that was my brief teaser message for today. And again, don't hesitate to come to us later. And then I give back to Xavier.
Yeah, I am. Thank you, Irina. Thank you, Olivier. And thank you, Laurent, for sharing your experience and your vision. So some key takeaways from our presentation, and I hope we have been able to show you that we are not only providing satellite connectivity, but a complete environment with all the services integrated. We make sure that your offshore and onshore activities are all connected. So we bring cloud connectivity, IT services to enhance your performance on the ships, multi-cloud services offering with edge computing capabilities that described Olivier earlier on, strong portfolio of added value services, our own added value services, but also we can bring some partners, and we have strong capabilities in the integration, strong cybersecurity experience and know-how to help you to comply with the regulations. And last but not least, that Irina was presenting, our business consulting capabilities to help you in every steps of your transition towards digital shipping.
Well, that's great. Should we go to the Q&A section now? Yeah. Well, thank you very much, everyone. I think that's very interesting. We're going to the Q&A section now. So if you want to type questions in the Q&A box, I've got a few questions of my own to warm up with. I was thinking for Xavier, maybe do you want to summarize it? If you say for an IT manager of a shipping company, what specifically would they see in terms of their own business, or how should they look at this? I mean, they've already got satcoms, they've already got cloud services, but they get a system which is much faster and easy to manage and makes it easy to move on to AI. Is that a kind of sensible summary? But they've got to shift all of their satcoms to you in order to do it, because probably right now they use a range of different companies. Do you want to give a kind of 2-minute review from the perspective of, say, a shipping company IT manager, do you think?
Yeah, I think I would start with the consulting approach.
Your camera's off, by the way. Is it?
Sorry.
There we go.
Yeah. Actually, I would start by the end of our presentation with the consulting approach. I think we have the ability and the capabilities to support our customer from the beginning of their journey, and to integrate in the project all the expertise of the group, from cloud, cybersecurity, data analytics, and with a human touch and the capabilities to accompany. And in terms of connectivity, as I mentioned at the beginning, satellite it's important for us. It's part of the strategy, not only on maritime but also on terrestrial. And the way we are organized is that we combine our expertise in the satellite and in the IP world. This is the way we are organized also.
Oh, okay. And I've got a question to Laurent. Just your job title, application-driven network. So we're saying now that the networks are driven by the application, not because what we had before is applications sitting on top of the network. Do you want to say a little bit about what? Because this is kind of summing up the whole shift out here, isn't it? I suppose is that the applications are in charge and the networks are.
Yes, indeed. So indeed, it's the fact that the traditional networking was not meant like that, as you know. We're talking about IP addresses, complex configuration, and so on. And yes, we're talking about application-driven because, in fact, it's getting somehow. Cloud is bringing simplicity, but if you want to manage it with the traditional way we used to manage network, it's getting very complex and it's impossible. So one of the key topics that we have in our strategy and in the way we transform the network is to make it easy to onboard new applications and to provide the connectivity to application, the security, and moreover also to manage the performance of the application. So beyond what I've mentioned, we are also working on several capabilities to be able to monitor the performance on an end-to-end basis from the user to the application. So we are not talking anymore about response time of a router, availability of a router. What makes sense is the performance of the application. So we aim to bring the right tools, the right information to our customers to facilitate this end-to-end performance management. And this is something also that we can bring together with a consulting approach as well to help in this assessment. We all our customers are facing challenges with application. We never understand why where the issue is coming from. Many people have that with Teams, with unified communication tools. So we can help understand the challenges, understand the issues, and then bring the right optimization in the infrastructure to optimize the end user experience.
Okay, and I've got a question for Olivier on this edge computing server. So I think there's lots and lots of people whose role it is to go on ships and fix sensors and put in computer systems on board. So I would have thought, I thought until now that these people would be the best people to. If you've got a sensor that's recording one reading a second, they'll put in the computer software that will send the right one reading an hour or something. But you're talking about a different approach where you've got an edge computing server with the software is delivered from onshore to the ship, I think, which I suppose that's something completely new I've never seen before. Is that, have I got that right there? So this is what the edge computing server on board is?
Yeah, the edge computing technology are very flexible. So at the beginning, we send the servers preloaded with the containers applications. So it is delivered on board, and then when ready through connectivity, through satellite or through shore connectivity. We are able remotely to install, update the workload, the edge workloads, and also maintain in operation conditions the infrastructure remotely. This is a new way to deliver and also to train the models. So we spoke about artificial intelligence. It is the ability also to train this model within the cloud, then to upload the model on the vessels through also through connectivity. Yeah, it's a very new way to deliver. It's very flexible.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So there's a question from Christian. Maybe this is best for Xavier, but he's asking about download and upload speed. So Christian is with Danelec Marine, software development manager. I think with satellite systems, the download and upload speed is the same, isn't it? Do you want to?
Thank Christian for your question. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. I think we provide a bit less bandwidth for the upload, but on the, I would say, the catalog solution, we can go up, if I'm not mistaken, to 6 megabyte upload. Also, the capacity that is available on the ship will depend on the size of the antenna or the box and so on. So we are here also to advise you on the best solution to put on your ships. And keep in mind also that we can study with you tailor-made solution, depending on availability, depending on the routes that you are taking, the regional activity that you can have. We can provide tailor-made solution together with SES, or we have their own capabilities to support any customers.
Oh, so if I could just ask the audience,
I answered properly to Christian question.
Yeah, if I could just ask the audience to put your questions in the Q&A box. There's another one from Jerry is just coming into the chat box. But for Irina, on the cybersecurity, I mean, what kind of reassurance can companies take that they are much safer if they're using a cloud-based cybersecurity? I mean, you can still get a phishing attack over Office 365, but there's lots of other services that help. Do you want to give some thoughts about the sort of specific benefits that we would get from?
You know, cybersecurity deserves another webinar as such, because you know, it's such a huge topic, and I cannot. It will be difficult to answer very briefly. But again, we start with assessment, because you know, to understand the root cause of what is actually happening and what is secure, what is less secure, where is vulnerable. There are different means and methodological instruments to test it, to see what's happening, what's working well, what's less, and then to design the right solution. But again, it's very interesting topic. Thanks for this question. Contact us, and we're happy to continue the discussion.
Okay. And I've got another question for Xavier. You had this phrase, I think it was your slides, the Telco Cloud Platform. So if we conceptualize that as basically the cloud and the satcom are all merged as one, is that a sensible way to think about it? Because I mean, that's great if that's what we actually got. We don't have to separate satcom and cloud anymore, is it?
Yeah, I think it was more on Laurent's presentation, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
But yes, the idea is that we want to make our network work as a cloud. You know, so it's more like this message that we want to pass, and we want to build, is to also bring the data availability closer and flexible to our customer.
Yeah. Anything you want to add, Laurent? So, yeah, I guess we don't have to think about satcoms and cloud anymore. I guess there's one single invoice for. Well, maybe it's going a bit too far, but
maybe.
There's a question on the chat about the cost. I don't imagine you want to give specific costs, but I mean, in terms of the payment model, a company's paying one bill for cloud services and another bill for satcom, and of course, it's not necessarily your cloud. It could be Amazon or. Is that an easy question to answer? Do you think, for Laurent?
It's not an easy question to answer.
Okay.
It's not an easy question, but in terms of single billing or invoice, what is important for us is a single point of contact and the ability to integrate and to bring the right expertise on board to support our customer, to face with them the challenges, and to think global. Not only, okay, on one side we think satellite, then we think the cloud, then we think the security and so on. We need to think as a project, as a company's project, corporate project, and we have the capability to do so. And of course, we can bring a single billing on top of that, maybe with different topics on it. But I don't think this is the main challenge from our perspective. We can make a tailor-made billing if needed. This is not the issue.
Well, we've got one question from Waruna Amarathunga, who's the Sri Lanka Ports Authority, but this is quite a maritime question, so I don't think you're maritime experts, but maybe you want to, when he's saying if you've got an autonomous shipping and system and an autonomous mooring system, you've got two sort of competing cloud platforms potentially with controlled by different companies, and you'd have to know who would be in charge. But I suppose this is something you'd have to figure out as you go along. I mean, all the systems you presented so far are under the control of the ship owner. You're not looking about I don't know if anybody wants to, or maybe you'd rather not answer that as yeah, we can move on for that one if you. Yeah, well, I think this is I mean, one of the things I've picked up from here is this makes it potential to do a lot more. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things that people talk about that they'd like to have on shipping, for example, stuff that help crew with the remote experts and maybe autonomous shipping and autonomous mooring. We've got 4 minutes left. Do you want to take 1 minute each to give summary, maybe in the reverse order? So Irina and then Olivia and Laurent and Xavier, to something you'd like to leave people with to the end of the webinar. Irina, do you have any 1 minute closing thoughts?
Just start. I hope this what we discussed today resonates with your business challenges and ambition, and we are ready to support you at any stage of where you are, and don't hesitate. We'll be happy to hear from you.
Oh, Olivia, you have a 1 minute closing thoughts?
Yeah, for cloud and for edge computing, we are very happy to help you. For your maritime use case, we are very open and very keen to help you to make with you some POC and to go ahead in this next adventure, because we know that on maritime industry, this is more or less the same than on the other terrestrial industry, and you are very close to have the same pace.
Yeah, Laurent, do you have 1 minute?
Yeah, sure. So as you have seen, so we are investing strongly on the network and to support our customers the new challenges with this Telco Cloud Platform. So we are really pleased to be able to support this platform for all our customers and to extend the capabilities to the maritime connections as we bring together the two worlds, the satellite and this global backbone. So definitely an opportunity for us, and also very interesting for us to get your feedback, the use cases, because the platform that we are bringing, we want to enrich it with many new services. So the message is that we are also flexible to take specific requirements and specific needs of the maritime business.
And Xavier, if you want to sum up, and by the way, when you're doing that, there's two questions I just noticed. And Jaron is asking how many satellite devices do you need on a ship to do this, and what size antenna? And Nick Smith is asking, how do you approach a customer with 10 ferries? We normally like to finish on time, but if you want to give any just thoughts on those two, and maybe give them long answers later if you want to.
I believe you need one antenna, but depending on the application and the bandwidth that you need, we make a study on the capacity that you need. We need to see also what application or what services we can bring on top to do some acceleration, to reduce the latency and so on. So it's not easy to answer, but if you have a specific project request, please don't hesitate to contact us, and we have the expert to study the feasibility and this opportunity with us. And maybe on my side, one last word, it is the first experience, first webinar with Digital Ship for OBS. So thank you very much to give us the opportunity. I hope you have enjoyed spending some time with us. We are learning about the logistic. It was not so simple for us to manage the slide deck, and sorry about that. And you have our coordinates, so please don't hesitate to contact us. Either myself, Olivier, Irina, or Laurent. And you have also in the slide deck some, I think, a link to contact OBS for any question that you have. And thank you again for joining to all of you this webinar, and thank you to DigitalShip to have given us this opportunity.
Oh, that's great. I think we've opened a whole new door to a new way of looking at satellite communications, as well as edge computing on board and cloud. So I'll pass back to Nef for the closing words. Cheers.
Thanks, Carl. And thank you to all our speakers for your time and your presentation. I hope the audience found it interesting and learned something new. Can I remind our audience before signing off that we hold webinars regularly, typically on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So keep up to date with us on LinkedIn or on our websites. And yeah, thank you again to everyone. Hope you have a good rest of the day.
Oh, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.